Welcome to Barina Babs Being the Know. I'm your host, Vale Chikuni. We begin ATL Atlanta. We have Sam Collier, is a pastor, former pastor of Hillsong Church. He planted a church in Atlanta together with his wife, Toni Collier. This guy has been around the block, okay? When I say that he's been around the block, you gotta believe it that this guy has been around the block. This is him right here, and this is his wife, Toni, soon to be ex-wife. They are going through a divorce. According to them, they've announced this. They put out a letter to share as much, but so far, it's not looking good. So we're going to share what has transpired. According to the wife, Toni, she put out a statement on Instagram, okay, sharing what's going on with her right now. And this is what she put out, okay? I'm in the middle of the hardest season of my life. I'm heartbroken, yet still hopeful. If you could see all the ways God has been kind to me and my kids, your jaw would be on the floor. After years of discovering and enduring repeated acts of infidelity, I've chosen to end my marriage with Sam. Despite seasons of hope, attempts at reconciliation and counseling, after recently discovering more infidelity, I realized this wasn't a sustainable or God-honoring marriage anymore. I'm at a point where I have to say no more. No more. So, Mrs. Collier, she's done. Okay? She's done according to her. However, you know how it is. There's always stories that are going on. According to the husband, Sam Collier, he also decided to go on social media. Okay, these are dads. These are they're Christian according to their own word. They have children, but they are putting their marriage, whatever the situation is going on a public affair. At the same time, they're busy requesting, oh, we need the privacy. If you need the privacy, why are you putting this stuff out on a public social media like that? What is the point? So this is what the husband has decided also to put out, okay? And this is Sam. Toni Collier is a liar and abuser. It is documented that she has abused me, our entire marriage, and wants to continue to. I asked Toni not to do this, as well as our team and our lawyers. She's not divorcing me. We are divorcing each other. And I tried to divorce her 7 times. And she begged me to stay and kept abusing me. I'll tell more of the story later. So this is according to Sam. We don't know. These people, the two of them, they have been married. She's saying one thing. He is saying one thing. So Barry and Babes here just reporting it out to you. This Sam Collier, he's been around. He planted the Atlanta church, Hillsong Church, and he started that church with over $700,000 from Hillsong. And I'm going to read over here, so shout out to Protestia, okay? I'm going to read to you. Although Hillsong Atlanta was intending to commence operations with only 5 staff members, $18.8K was allocated for staff picnic retreat. 5 staff members are going to spend over $18,000 for a picnic and a retreat, and Sam Collier was the senior pastor. Yet, zero was allocated to city care program costs and zero for Bibles and literature. So they are out there just swimming in Hillsong money. I continue. When Sam Collier decided to separate from Hillsong in early 2022 due to the Brian Houston scandal, so he left Hillsong because of Brian Houston's scandal, and he had over $700,000 Hillsong had invested into this fragile campus was also lost. So he's leaving the church, accusing somebody else of having issues. We already did about Hillsong. But here he's also having his own issues on his home front. I continue. This included over 82,000 venue break cost. Hillsong Atlanta year one budget was approved with an operating deficit of over $600,000. This included a salary of $145K for Sam Collier, more than twice of the salary of his co-pastor. His co-pastor, I think, was making $65K. Okay, that's what they agreed. Nothing to see there. But guess what they spent on Sunday catering expenses? $60,000. And executive meals, travel, accommodations totaling $43,000. So, you know, I'm not good at math at anything. This guy has not been a good steward of the finances that have been entrusted to him. Once again, this is Hillsong, and this is the fruit that, how can I forget? Brian Houston has produced. This is the fruit that Brian Houston has produced. And it's so sad, but this is what you get, okay? This is what you get when you're dealing with people like Brian Houston. They do not care at all, okay? This is Brian Houston. This is the founder, the former founder of Hillsong. They kick him out there. And guess what he's doing right now? He is starting his own new church together with his wife online this come 2024. He's not done with ministry, so he's going to launch his new church online in 2024. We already know an online church is not a church, but he's going to attempt to have to have that as a church. An online church is not a church, but obviously it's Brian Houston. So trust and believe that he's going to have a whole bunch of people joining in at that church as if it's a church. So this gentleman here, this Sam Collier, right? Guess what? Where else he's been? He's been around the block. First, he was a youth church director at Eddie Long's church. And we know how everything ended with Eddie Long. But this guy was a youth director of choir. From there, where else did he go? He went to Stanley's church. Okay? And this is all in Atlanta. From after he was done with Stanley, that's when he had this position at Hillsong Church with Brian Houston. So Sam Collier had Ed Long once upon a time as his pastor. Then he had Stanley as his pastor. Then he had Brian Houston as his pastor. Then he became a pastor himself. So 3 pastors who are known heretics of our day, who are leading so many souls to hell as I speak right now because they haven't repented. Okay? Ed Long made his maker already. Stanley, he needs to repent. So far, he hasn't repented. Brian Houston hasn't repented. He's doubling down by starting his online church come 2024. So these are they are no longer wolves in sheep's clothing. They are wolves, and they are busy preaching to goats in their churches. And Sam Collier was one of them. Now he's having this embarrassing, messy divorce in a public square. Of course, the thing he wrote about his wife, he ended up deleting it. But as you know, you cannot delete anything whenever it comes to social media and online. As far as the wife, the message is there on her Instagram page. So they've put out a public letter that they've put out there, like, okay, they've decided, both of them, to divorce each other. They've come to this conclusion that it's time for them to divorce each other. We know God hates divorce. For whatever the reason, these people have decided to go their separate ways. We do not celebrate for people to divorce. Whatever issues people have, there's no sin that God cannot forgive. There's nothing that is beyond redemption. But given the teaching that they've been sitting under for years and years, it's no wonder that they have decided to operate like this in a public square whenever it comes to this issue of divorce. So that is all that I had for you guys today on this issue. Okay, we don't celebrate that people are divorcing, doing these things in public. It's not good. So I hope they'll get their act together and they can do whatever they do privately. If anything, I would rather see Sam Collier repent and come to know God and step down not being a pastor anymore, because he's already a disqualified pastor. He was having a church over there together with his wife as co-pastors. I mean, so how many times are we going to say that women cannot be pastors? Okay. Beth Moore was preaching at a Duke Chapel. So now she's being introduced as a preacher, Beth Moore. There's no women pastors. The Bible forbids women to be pastors. All right, guys, that is all that I had for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Is this how adults should be behaving even though they claim to be believers? To be embarrassing the Church of God like this in the eyes of people who don't know God, right? They look at the pastor. The pastor can also divorce. Look at them, how they're behaving on a public square. Whatever transpired in their private life, we don't know. This is what they've put out on a public domain, so it's a matter of public record. All right, guys, that's all that I had for you guys today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Stay tuned. More coming this week. Until next time, remember to be in the know. Thank you.